looking lovely. We hundreds deep and we all over your country. Fresh, low crest, never smelling musty. It's the dawn of the day, we all hungry. Steadily Porter, E&J and sip bubbly. It's a new dawn, new day, trust me. The flyest men upon the planets in your country.
Saw it, he asked for it and got hit. Talked all that gas and ain't got shit. Motherfuckers, but I want mine and yours. You had the girl in her drawers, but she thought she wasn't feeling your cause. You know the Blues Brothers, nigga, I know the Blues Brothers. You better know how to choose, brother. We handling things. Scribbles to P-Wings. Might let you see things. With the booze come to drinking. At the cookout we linking. Took that load to the cleaners. Can't have that one shrinking. The brothers of the X-Man, we can only expand. What's in X-hand, a rare type of beer. All the way down to my fucking underwear. I might be fucking share on the fisherman seats. Don't get it fucked up. I beats, I'm not new to these streets. I'm the cowboy. I'm still right now, boy. 2 L's.
Hey yo, I'm live from the golden era, so you know my flow is better. And I'm holding cheddar, so you see me rocking low and levers. I'm steady tackling my old endeavors, and I hold Berettas to keep it copacetic in the coldest weather. Reppin' the acapella, brutalized tracks with a dot and nail. I be kicking raps till my pockets swell. The rap pioneer, double L niggas in the flyers gear, chillin' with your shorty and she buying beer, guzzling a whole case. I'm so lace, I hold papes to run a hose chase through your whole state. I'm high gravity, you die tragically, trying to battle me or even trying to grab the mic after me. I bring the old school back on you young cats who wearing mini skirts while you kicking them punk raps. The Blues Brothers and we bears women, we career.
Hello out there. My name is Khadijah Clinton, and I'm here hosting at my podcast, WillPower Unsurfaced. I'm here with my co-host, Dawn Baynes. Please bear with us today. We getting a little rocky start. Before we start, like I said, this is the podcast, WillPower Unsurfaced, and our podcast is community-based and community activism. We'll be speaking about things that's going on in the community. We'll be hosting and featuring family members and different small businesses in our area will be coming on and speaking about their business, how they got started. And we are here to inspire our community and get our people moving out here. I just want to thank everybody that's tuning in today. Before we get started, I just want to dedicate this show to my nephew, Keyshawn. He passed away this morning, and so I'm doing this with a heavy heart right now. I want to send my love out to Keisha. Keisha, I love you. I wish I could be there with you right now, but I can't. So we're going to dedicate this show to Keyshawn, and we're going to get this thing started. I want to thank you once again. Let me get started. Let me start all over. This is WillPower Unsurfaced. I am Khadijah Sams. I'm here with my co-host, Dawn Baynes, and we are about to get this thing popping for our community. We're going to be doing community activism. Like I said, we're going to have small businesses on. We're going to be talking to the people. We're going to have y'all interact with us. We're going to be doing some fun things. So let's get started. Go, Dawn.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please send us some feedback. We're on Facebook, YouTube. We want to make this as interactive as possible. If there's a topic that you would like to hear, we ask that you would send us a message, and then we'll consider it. Do a little investigating so that when we come to you, we're knowledgeable and we're just not going off the cuff and just saying things that aren't true. Okay?
Yes.
So we're about to get started. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
So first on our podcast, we're going to be entertaining you, intriguing you, educating you, and letting you know what's going on in the community. So first and foremost, we are having a lot of shootings in our neighborhoods in the community. We are losing a lot of young people in our community, and it's downright heartening. I just want to say to the people out there in the community to still have some hope, still have some faith in what's going on. We are out here trying to make some moves. We are out here trying to do things for the community. And, for me, I'm a person who's been through a lot. And today is a big day for me. This podcast was inspired by the loss of my daughter. 26 years ago, I lost my daughter. She was murdered. I was in a relationship. And it was domestic violence involved in a relationship, and, it was an incident, and my daughter was murdered by the person that I was in this relationship with. And through all of that, it was a long, hard struggle for me to get here to even be able to speak and talk to anyone about my situation, but I felt like I sat down on this for a long time, and I watch and I see a lot of things that's going on, and I feel like it's my time to come out and speak and let people know that there are other people that's going through things and hardships out here, not just with my situation, with all kinds of situations, and we have to be here to support each other. I want to get my voice out there to the people, and anybody that went through a situation that I went through, to know that there is people out here to support you, love you, and always reach out. So I'm coming out to get my voice out there to the people and let them know what me and Dawn is doing. We're going to inspire you. Willpower Unsurfaced is all about inspiration. Unsurfacing that willpower that we all have deep inside of us. When things get down, sometimes we get down on ourselves. We don't want to, we don't want to keep going. We get depressed. Cause I know for me, I went through a long road of depression before I came, but able to even talk about what's going on with my daughter. It was a long, hard road of, self-hate. Why this happened. Why would God do this to me? Thinking. When you lose your child as a mother, there's nothing that anyone can say. There's no way that you can replace this child. There's no way that you can even go back. The only thing you have now is like they were snatched from you. And now it's like it's today, and like what do you do? And so for any parents out there who have lost a child, just know that there is hope. It might take some time, but time is the best healer. And that's all we have. And so we're going to inspire the people, and we're not going to keep this show. It's not going to be downtrodden. We're not going to talk about the sad things. We're going to bring some comedy. We're going to bring some people that's doing some things. And I just want y'all to know that I appreciate everybody that's out there listening. So
Can I interject 1 second?
Yes, go, Dawn.
When you brought up, you mentioned your daughter, loss of your daughter, and the domestic violence.
Right.
So, in my opinion, I feel as though it's devastating to lose a child, but doing that manner at the hands of the person that you were involved with. So it's like, I'm guilty. I feel guilty, and I'm disappointed within myself for staying here.
Right.
But then for also inflicting this pain upon my child.
It's
so that really that's pain magnified. I just couldn't imagine.
Right.
So my hand and my heart, and I applaud you for coming on through there.
Right. By the grace of God.
By the grace of God that you have come through there, and that
Yes.
you have healed. You never get over the loss of a child. You never get over the loss
Right.
of a parent. But it's just that you chose not to stay
Exactly.
in that moment, in that emotional prison.
Right.
That you allowed yourself to heal, and which we're healing every day. Because,
Exactly.
the time of the year, the birthday, whatever it is, the season, all of that plays a part, the memories.
Yes.
So again, I applaud you. And ladies, gentlemen, if you're in something that's abusive, please get out. Do it for yourself. Do it for your children. All right.
Yes. So on the show, we're going to be discussing the shows. We're going to break the show down into 4 parts. We're going to do voter education on this show. Like I said, we're going to have small business owners on the show. We're going to highlight a person from the community on our show. And at the end of the show, we're going to have an interactive activity for our viewers. We're going to have outrageous laws. Now, there are many outrageous laws out there. So we wanted to do something fun, put something on the end. We also want to have like a meme of the week, because it's like a lot of funny memes. And Dawn and I, if anybody's on our social media page, they know that me and Dawn, we go hard on the memes. We like to have fun. So we're gonna do a meme of the week, and we're gonna put that out there. So, but today is just a bio. We won't have any guests today. We just wanted to come on. This is our first show. Let you know what we're all about, what we're going to be out here doing. I have my Willpower Unsurfaced. Well, I have my Willpower t-shirt. We have a line, athletic line, Willpower Athletics. It was inspired by a painting that my father painted, and this says Willpower. The podcast and everything, I just decided that in the memory of my daughter, in the memory of my father, that I would honor his legacy and something that he did, and make something great out of it, and put it together, and come here and put out some willpower and give you guys some motivation for you to get your willpower out there. And so today, like I said, it's just an introduction. So I'm going to go into some of the things that we'll be doing, and I'm going to start with the politics.
That's fine.
So we're going to just be going over the different offices in the community. There's a lot of politicians out there. There's a lot of things going on in the community. The demographics in our area is changing. That is very important for us to understand, that the demographics is changing. And what I mean when I say that is, the areas that we live in, the population are changing. There's a lot of things where they do redistricting, and what redistricting means is when the voters go out to vote, sometimes politicians in different entities, they put in place, they separate the votes by redistricting your area, and they may like redistrict from one side of the street to the next, and it kind of changes how it is when you vote. It changes your vote. It makes your vote less effective in your area because enough people may not get to vote in that area for a certain person, like a Republican or a Democrat, whatever area it could be. They redistrict you and they split your vote up. These are things that we want to talk about with the community and let them know when they're out there just voting and running for somebody. Understand who you're voting for. Understand the politics. So in the community, I wanted to start with the ward leaders. There are ward leaders in your community. Everyone has a ward leader in their community, and their job is to be in control of the ward where the elections are taking place. Anything that you want to know about the election, anything like that, how to use the machines and all that, those questions would be for your ward leader. They are like the first line.
Now, let me interject again.
Go ahead.
Ward leaders. You and I talked about this
Right.
offline. I think you told me that they're responsible for 10 blocks. Is that
That's the committee.
That's the committee. Okay, all
That's
right.
the committee.
I have no idea who the ward
Yes.
leader is in my area. I don't.
Yeah. Right.
The politicians
They're
in
different
my
ones.
area, I don't really vote for them because I
Right.
feel like they're grandfathered in and they have become complacent. Case in point, I had some squatters next to me.
Okay.
They just came in. I called two politicians. They're gonna remain nameless. And the big one said to me, "You have to call L&I." So I said, "Okay, all right, did that." Call L&I. The guy comes out, ring the bell, ring my bell, I go to the door. He says, "Are there people next door?" I said, "Of course." He got in the truck and pulled off. These people wreaked havoc
Wow.
for 2 years. Nobody wanted to address the adverse possession law.
Right.
So I was in the gallery. I'll never forget. I was in the gallery, and somebody was running for office, and I stopped him and I said, "What are your thoughts on adverse possession?" And he said, "I have no idea what you're talking
Right. He didn't even know what it was. See,
about."
squatters right before this.
So I'm like, wow. So I have become disenfranchised with the people in my area.
Exactly.
So therefore, I'll vote for somebody I don't know as opposed to somebody I do know. So again, the ward leader, I guess I really need to find out who my ward leader is. I have no idea who the committee person is.
Right.
I think the last person that I did know that was my state rep.
Right.
I think that was Vanessa Brown Laurie.
I think in your area it was.
Yeah, she was Vanessa Brown, but she's not,
gone.
yeah, she's gone. So therefore, her replacement, I have no idea because 9 times out of 10 I didn't vote for the vote for the replacement. So no, matter of fact, I voted for an incumbent, somebody who was unknown. It was a young girl. She stopped me outside and I said, "Sweetheart, what's your name?" And I went there and that's who I voted for. She didn't win, but she had my vote. I didn't
Okay.
care what she was going to do.
Right.
Anything
She
to
had
get
your
rid of
vote.
these career
They be
career
in there
politicians,
forever,
you
yeah.
got to go because you're not really helping the people.
Right.
You're not really helping the people. So that's my issue with that. So I'm glad that you're bringing this up.
Right.
And we'll also eventually get into what the parties represent.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Exactly.
go ahead.
And so the ward leaders, like I said, there's committee people. Now the committee people, they cover 10 blocks each. Each state rep has a certain amount of now I'm going to come back next week with all that. I should have had it, but each state rep represents a certain amount of committee people, and they help the state rep. They do things for the state representative, and they also are active in the community. It's important to know who your committee person is in your 10 block radius. If you want to change things, then we have to start getting into politics. I know for myself, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, anybody that knows me knows I really wasn't about the politics. I always studied it ever since I was in school. I always thought it was important to know, but to actually really get involved in politics is not something that I really wanted to do because sometimes I have radical views and I think that we need drastic change, and sometimes I don't feel like it's going to happen. But I believe with the demographic changes that things can definitely change and that we should look into politics now, because if you're not going to join it, then at least understand.
Right.
Understand.
Right.
Understand politics. It's
Right.
important to understand because you don't have to vote. You don't want to vote, but understand what it means to you and your community. If you don't, how it's affecting you.
So you want to be an informed voter. You want to be an informed constituent, whether you vote or not. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. So you want to, so you just want to make sure that you know who you're dealing with and you know who you're voting for. So that's a big part of the podcast, voter education. Not just going out there and voting for different people. Know what the state representatives do. After the committee person, there'll be the state rep I'll be talking about, and the state representative, they actually put the bills in place. When you have a problem in your area or in your community and you want something addressed, you want to think a law should be changed, or if you feel a law should be changed, then you would go to your state rep. You would tell them what your concern was. I want this law to be changed. I feel like the schools aren't doing X, Y, Z. They should be doing this. And how do we do this? And you go to your state representative because you're his constituents, and you go to them and you tell them what you want. And they put in bills. They put the bills in place, and the bills are what turns in the laws. So understanding who your committee person is, your state representative, and explaining your needs, your wants, and what you would like to see happen in your community is very important. And we need to engage, and we need to not be fearful of politics anymore. Schools are closing down everywhere in the city. I know I'm from South Philly, and the schools that I went to, my high school is closed, my elementary school is closed. There's about 2 schools left in my immediate area where I grew up at. And when my grandchildren couldn't even go to school in South Philly, they had to go out in Chester to a charter school, and because there's no schools here. And how can we not have schools in our community? Like, we're not going to have schools for our children to go to. It's like, but it's all politics. So these are the things that we need to talk to our politicians about.
So we don't have public schools.
Well, I'm going to say public schools, and I don't want to say no schools. But see, the thing with the charter schools is, although I'm not against charter schools, I love charter schools. I think charter schools bring a lot. Mm-hmm. I work for a charter school, and I really, love the way it was designed, what Dr. Booker did to bring to the community at that school. But at the end of the day, the public schools is the money that the taxpayers is paying for.
I agree.
And then I don't care if they got charter schools or not. It's a lot of money out there that ain't explained between the Department of Education, between them trying to make it seem like the school district is giving all the money to the charter schools, when actually, in actuality, the school district oversees the charter school money. Mm-hmm. So, and we have to understand this. They know what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think that we'll have better public schools if we get a better curriculum, if we get some smaller class sizes, if we really get our students some tools that's really going to teach them to be successful in their educational pursuits, like expand our special education services. Right. Like I said, for me, I think the main thing is the smaller class size. My son was in, I'll never forget it, he was in, I think, kindergarten. And I can't call the teacher's name. But anyway, the class was really large. And Vontae was sitting in the back. Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry, he was sitting in the front. No, he was in the back. But anyway, and they tested him, and he was advanced. So she brought him to the front. And I said, why would you do that? She said, I moved his seat. I said, why? She said, because he doesn't require any help. And I said, okay, well, I think that you should mix the kids, merge them together.
Absolutely.
Don't separate them, because there's this bias. Well, this group of kids doesn't need anything. This group of kids, they need all of my attention. No. Mix them, because the kids learn sometimes from their peers.
Right.
It can be positive reinforcement.
Right.
So I think that we really need to look at the whole structure of the classroom, that whole dynamic, in addition to the curriculum, and making sure our teachers have the necessary tools that they need to really teach our kids. And then I also feel like this, that you cannot just leave it all to the teachers.
Absolutely.
So there is some parental responsibility. I think sometimes that these kids, they're just inundating them with all this homework, which is ridiculous. Doesn't mean that they're really absorbing the information.
Right.
You're just giving them some stuff and they're just memorizing and mimicking what they saw. No, make sure that they're able to process and really absorb what you're teaching them. My son had visual spatial, which is a learning disability. So what did I do? I went to the Quaker School at Horsham. I did my rounds.
Right.
I
You got to do your research.
How much money it was going to cost me. School out media, I was out there. I said, my baby going to get some help, because he's going to soar, because I'm going to set him up to succeed. And he was in the 5th grade, and his teacher told me, she said, your son is in college material. Well, everybody knows me. No, I don't play about mine.
Right.
And I was literally, Miss, I will beat your ass.
I know that's right. Because they don't know what to say,
you?
right?
Yeah, exactly. How dare you?
Like, and how you put a child down, how you kill a child's spirit. You know what I mean?
And this was the cookie. Every school I took him to, those that help children who learn differently, said your son doesn't have a problem.
Right.
Just get him some tutoring.
Just get him some tutoring. That's all.
That's all.
Same thing with my son. Listen, I took my son from Philadelphia, and I took my son from Philly, moved him to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. We moved up there. I think he was in the 5th grade. We went up there, and up there, they don't keep the children in special education if they don't need to be there. They literally test them like they should be tested, and if they don't belong in that class, they take them out of there. They only put them where they needed to be. And he was in special education here in the city in every class. When I took him up Williamsport, he was in one special education class, and he thrived out there. So, you know, it's important when it comes to the education system, that is important, the curriculum, and also when it comes to the subsidized testing. You know, the subsidized testing is political, it's gender, it's geographical based learning. And, you know, a lot of our kids have a lot of problems doing those SAT tests and stuff like that. But it's only not because they don't know the word, it's because the verbiage.
Exactly.
It's the verbiage.
Exactly.
It's not that they're not educated enough to understand, or they can't get it. It's that maybe some words that you use. You know, they ask questions about the Vatican and things like that on. Our kids don't really know anything about the Vatican because they're not exposed to it. So it's not that they wouldn't know. It's just that if your child is not exposed to a particular thing, then how would they actually even know, you know what I'm saying, about the Vatican or the Pope? If they Baptist, they go to a Baptist church, or they Muslim or something like that. They wouldn't know about the Vatican. You know what I'm saying? So it's you know, and that's all politics too. So I think we went out. We went out. Are we still on? Because I can't hear. We can hear. I can hear. You may.
So then this is all something I found out. I'll never forget. I was in school and was talking about this with my professors, and we got on the whole gentrification aspect of education and how
we're going to do. So we're going to take a break. We're going to take a few minutes break and play a little soft music in the background, and we'll be right back at you. Thanks for tuning in.
It is what it is, you know. I don't give a fuck. But
Let's make some noise for Stop Being Drunk.
it's a new dawn. It's a new day. 2 L's. Your man got boy in the booze, brothers. You better know how to choose, brothers. Understand and demand. Check it out, y'all. Yeah. Let's go.
Hey yo, Iron Horse Rugbies. We keep the pockets on husky. We fresh sneaker rockers looking lovely. We hunters deep and we all over your country. Fresh low crest, never smelling musty. It's the dawn of the day, we all hungry. Steadily Porter, Ian J and sip bubbly. It's a new dawn, new day, trust me. The flyest men upon the planets in your country.
So he asked for it and got hit. Talked all that gas and ain't got shit. Motherfuckers, but I want mine and yours. You had the girl in the drawers, but she thought you wasn't feeling your cause. You know the blues brothers, nigga, I know the blues brothers. You better know how to choose, brothers. We handling things. Scribbles to P-wings. Might let you see things. With the booze come to drinking. At the cookout we linking. Took that load to the cleaners. Can't have that one shrinking. The brothers of the X-Man, we can only expand. Wasn't an X-hand, a rare type of beer. All the way down to my fucking underwear. I might be fucking share on the fisherman seats. Don't get it fucked up. I beats. I'm not new to these streets. I'm the cowboy. I'm still right now, boy. 2 L's.
Hey yo, I'm live from the golden era, so you know my flow is better. And I'm holding cheddar, so you see me rocking low and levers. I'm steady tackling my old endeavors, and I hold berettas to keep a copacetic in the coldest weather. Reppin' the acapella, brutalized tracks with Sadat and L. I be kicking raps in my pockets swell. The rap pioneer, double L, niggas in the flyers gear. Chillin' with your shorty, yeah, she buying beer. Guzzling a whole case, I'm so lace, I hold papes. The one the hoes chase through your whole state. I'm high gravity, you die tragically. Trying to battle me or even trying to grab the mic after me. I bring the old school back on you young cats who wearing mini skirts while you kicking them punk raps. The Booze Brothers and we bears women, we career villains. So be aware, we don't spare feelings.
Yo, sipping on Bacardi Raz, rocking the army flash, starving bad, about to roll me up a Bob Marley hash. I'm so tilted at the wheel, they had to call a cab. On the ass, swerving up against the curb, about to crash. Fresh Tino slacks, threaten needle patch on the front of your shirt, get snatched off your people's back. I put 3 in that amigo hat, hacking diesel with.
Thought my phone ringer was off.
Oh,
I'm ready. We ready.
you ready? Okay.
We ready.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. We're back.
We're back. Welcome back to WillPower Unsurfaced. We're back.
We talk a little bit about some things that are going on in the community. I myself, I have a nonprofit organization called Brothers and Sisters Sharing, where we all come together collectively. There is no big person or little person. We're all brothers and sisters, and we share not only our time but our resources. We share our information of what it is that we do, and to help the betterment of our brother and our sister, which would be you. So during this time, I do have an Instagram page. It's called Brothers and Sisters Outreach. We do several things over the course of the year, but my Instagram page, I post several times a day. Several times a day. I post any job information, school information, feeding programs, anything that's going to benefit others. So please make sure that you check that out. And I also do support other nonprofit organizations. And it's important. There are so many hidden gems that are in your area that you have no idea. And there are people that you're walking down the street, walking right on by, who may have clothes sitting, waiting for those in need. I'll go into prison, I'll go into shelter. I don't care. Because it's not about me. It's about my brother and my sister, that I'm meeting a need. So I implore you to do some digging, do some investigating, find out what resources are in your community that you are not aware of. Sometimes you just need some information. You just need a name. And if you get the person's name, the resources that you need is tied to that person. So again, find out who's in your area and make it work. Okay, all right. Yeah, find out who's in your area. I know I'm where I live. It's me, and I'm quite sure there are other organizations that I am not aware of that are in my area. Like, let me see, PEC does a whole lot. I'm trying to think who else. See, that's the only one I really know.
Yeah.
No. Then I have friends who they do different outreach, types of outreach as well that you wouldn't know anything about. But again, there are people in the community who is willing to share their time, their talent, their resources for the betterment of our people. I have one friend, he's a big brother to me, Keith Duckett. This man is major. He is a tree in the community. He's loaded. He's a wealth of information, a well of information. He's connected to everyone, but you would never believe it unless you sit and hold a conversation with him. So again, know who your people are, know who your allies are. Like I said, you need one person, one name to get to where you need to get to. Okay?
And also, I want to send a shout out to my girlfriend, Yvette Thompson. Yvette Thompson, she was running for state representative in the 185th district. She's one of my closest friends. She's like a sister to me. And I was helping her, with her election and running with her, working on her campaign.
We are so proud of Yvette.
We are so proud of Yvette. Yes, give Yvette a round of applause. We love you, Yvette.
Yes, we do.
And I know she's out there. I know she's out there watching. I just want to say, Yvette had a challenge on her ballot. And this is what I want to, where I'm coming when I talk about us understanding politics and what's going on. So Yvette ran for state representative in the 185th district 2 years ago. She was a write-in candidate. And when you're a write-in candidate, you don't get on the ballot. The people have to come in and write your name on the ballot, and it has to be counted manually. Well, write-in ballots don't really work that well. I think they said only about 7% get counted. So if you're getting written in and they're only counting 7%, the odds of you actually winning that office, they're not great at all. And for me personally, I worked the polls with Yvette that year. I know that she had more than what they said she did because I assisted people in the vote, and she didn't get the count. So that's why I'm saying when it comes to politics, you got to pay attention to what's going on, because I was there front line. So when I seen that they said she only had this many, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, that's impossible, because I was standing right there and I saw it. But I just want to give a shout out to Yvette. Anybody that knows Yvette's a quiet type. That's not her thing. She don't really get out there and talk to the people. So when she said that she wanted to run for state rep, I was like right in there with her. I'm like, let's go. I'm there with you, E. And I wanted to help her so much more, but life gets in the way of us doing what we want to do sometimes. But she got challenged. Like I said, she got challenged on a ballot. Now, the last time she got challenged by the incumbent, this time she got challenged by somebody else in the community. And so she did her thing, and she went out there, and she has her foundation called the Lena Horne Youth Foundation. She does a lot of things for the youth. She does a lot of things in the community. And although she won't be in the race for state rep again this year, she's still gonna be out there in the community looking out and helping people out. So look for her. Her name is Yvette Thompson, and we love you, E.
You guys support her. Follow her on Facebook. Follow her organization on Facebook.
Yes, follow her organization. Excuse me. So I wanted to get into something else that we're going to be doing. So the next week, my cousin is coming on the show. His name is Don Miller. He has a clothing line called Rock Paper Denim. He's going to be the first person that I highlight on the show as a small business and owner in the city. He's my very own cousin. He's my grandmother's nephew, and he has had his line for quite some time. Now, I'm going to say like 15 years, maybe a little longer. But he's going to come on next week. He's going to talk all about his business, how he got started, and how we should propel the youth to doing some things on their own. And he also will be personally helping his cousin get her things off the ground. So, like I said, we're going to highlight business owners. And another thing I wanted to say to my audience, if you have people out there who have, gone through some things, had some things that, they feel like they want to open up and share some personal tragedies in their life, or even people who started a business, they got something to offer, something that they want to share with the community, let them inbox me. Give them my information. We need to have guests on the show. I'm looking to have people from the community, in Philadelphia and outside, globally, if so. Anybody who has a story, something they feel like they want to share, like they missed their time, or, they felt like they didn't want to talk about it, they want to get it out now. I'm open. So, and I'm looking to help people get their stories out. And also, I want to send a shout out to Gloria Ward. Gloria is a lady I actually met her over the internet. The internet is a great place. People talk about the internet, and the internet can be a bad place, but the internet can also open you up to worlds away from yourself. I met Gloria on the internet. She has a platform called the Loving Me Project. You can find her on Instagram and Facebook. And her story is to inspire 1 million women to tell their stories. There are so many women out here that are going through things, through triumphs, who have overcame things, and we're trying to get back on board, start our own business, support our community. And Gloria is one of those people who opened up her platform. She inspired me to really take my chance. Like, I had been thinking about doing this for a long time, and I saw her, project. I reached out to her. She reached out. She was very open with me, very honest. She was really a great person. I spoke on her podcast about what happened with Nadira, which I will, possibly get into in the podcast at a later date. And she really was very receptive of me, and she supported me. So I want you guys to get a chance to support Gloria. Her name Gloria Ward, and again, it's the Loving Me Project, and I will be having her on my show here sometime in the near future. So
we're also going to Crystal Vini. This is an invite to you to come, and she made this shirt, Women Are Winning, and she has a book out called Sis, You Got This. So we're going to invite Crystal Vini out to come and sit and share her story of triumph, of transition with us, with all of us. I am big on going after your dreams, pursuing whatever it is that you want to pursue, your education, whatever it is. Do not be afraid, or do not allow fear to dictate what you can and cannot do.
Right.
So that's the thing, that we have to become unparalyzed, unfrozen,
Right.
and say, you know what, I'm going to take a chance.
Right.
Everything that I've done thus far, I just was like, I'm going to do this.
Yes.
Nothing beats a failure but a try.
Nope.
And if I fail, I'm going to learn in the process.
That's what you.
So we're here, and we're learning in the process.
Yeah.
We're going to learn as we go. And eventually we'll perfect it. But at the moment, we're here. We're doing something that we wanted to do, and we're here, and we're sharing it with you. So let this podcast, let it provoke you. Let it encourage you to step out and to do something that you've really been wanting to do.
Yes.
Do your homework, because everybody's not going to give you information for free. But again, it's all in who you know. We thank God for connections, but the thing is to go get it. Whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you want to be, go do it. Go be it.
Let's
go,
get it.
Go. Because you have to leave something for your children. And we're getting older. Social Security might not be around. Listen, I'm not working until I'm 75.
I'm ready to quit
I'm not.
today.
I'm a child. Listen, I'm on semi-retirement. And I'm kind of liking it, but I'm bored.
Right.
So I got to go back to work.
Right. You got to find something else to do.
I got to find something else to do. But that doesn't stop me from working my career, and also building my own other career, which will take me into my retirement, to make sure that I'm retired and I'm retiring well. I don't just want to retire and get $2,000 a month. No, I need some money.
Absolutely.
Listen, I like to eat. Miss Plumpness likes to eat. Miss Plumpness go to good restaurants.
Listen, I like the island, so
then I like to travel, but I like to eat. I want to sit down and pay $200 for a meal. And I might have a martini or two on the side.
Exactly.
Listen, because that's that's me.
That's what you want.
So I need to be able to afford and maintain my standard of living.
Exactly.
And $2,000 a month is not going to help me. It's not going to help.
Because my grandmother always told me I had Kmart pockets, but John want to make us taste with Kmart pockets. Remember they used to say, John want to make us taste with Kmart. That was me. I always, my grandmother said, you get them shoes. Where you going? John want to make it. You ain't even got no money. I got to ask her for John want to make it. I know, it's so funny. I think about it now as a child, like, you really want her to buy you shoes out of John want to make it? You selfish little, you selfish. She bought them though. See, that's the happen when you get spoiled. See, they fuss at you, but then they go out and buy you.
I always said that when I grow up, that I wanted to work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I wanted off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so I can travel.
Sound like me.
So I can travel. So, so if that meant once a month I'm on a plane somewhere,
Trying to go.
I got to go. I can't be confined. I don't like being boxed in.
Nah,
I'm a little bit of a free spirit.
I'm definitely a free spirit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm here right now, because, you know, ever since I was a kid, like on some real stuff, I think Brady Bunch like really messed my head up when I was a kid. Because I used to watch that, and I used to be like on some, like, when I get 16, I'm gonna get me a car type time. And my mom had killed my dream with the reality. You know what I mean? Because I was talking to her, like, Mom, when I get 16, I'm gonna get my car. And Sheila was like, what? Like, who told you that? I'm like, that's what Carol is. Carol, you don't live with Carol and Mike, hon. Let's get it. You know, that's the reality of it. So, you know, that that's why we can't be letting our kids getting too much into their television. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Because
That's
I had a wake up call. I thought that it was a rite of passage for you to get a car when you turn 16, because that was they said on the Brady.
But remember, they lived in the suburbs.
All right, well, I wasn't even thinking about
That's
that
for
part.
suburban kids. That's for suburban kids. I'm suburbanites, and that's not for us
right.
hoodites.
So that's why I'm here right now, because I still ain't get my, you know, I got that $1 billion waiting to come out of me, and I had to get it out, because, you know, I ain't living right out here. I need
Listen,
some
you
walking
turned
closet.
16. It was go. It was go to work and put some money on this bill.
Yeah. But you know what I learned from working from people, and don't get me wrong. Anybody that knows me know, Khadijah done had 1,000 jobs. I done did this, I done did that, but I never really wanted to work for nobody. That's why I never really stayed committed. And people like, oh, you work for SEPTA? Yes, I work for SEPTA. I work for Pico. I work for a lot of different places, but that's not what I really wanted to do. Like, I always wanted to just do me. I always wanted to just do Khadijah. I always wanted to just go out there and motivate my people, start a business of my own, leave something for my grandchildren. I got 5 grandkids and 1 on the way. Like, these kids better slow down. And so, you know, and I want to be able to leave a legacy out there for my grandchildren, so that they don't have to struggle.
I hope I have grandkids. I'm telling you.
You gonna have some?
I don't know. Honest to God.
Well, I think you will. My son, I thought my son wasn't gonna have no kids. But my son had a baby. My son girlfriend got, you know, when his girlfriend got pregnant, I'm like, my son, like, you having a baby? Something like, wow, like, nah. My daughter had kids, but my son, I didn't think he was gonna have no.
He only like kids. They about 3 years old. That's all my son. He'd be like, you know.
Get your
he even told me like, you might be old by the time I have some kids. So
you gonna be a real grandma. Like
I'm being real grandma. But guess what? Vontae, no, I don't babysit.
Look,
I don't babysit.
the one you want babysit.
I don't babysit.
See,
And-
that's because you ain't got no grandkids.
But wait, no, this is what I told him. This little girl he was dating, her mother called me and said, your son came to my house and my daughter pregnant. And she was real huffy. And I said, okay. What you want me to do? I said, but y'all invited him over there, right? She said, yeah, but I went to sleep. He said, well, they kids, they teenagers.
You gonna let
what
them
do you
sleep?
want me to do?
You gonna let him go?
So I
to
said, I'm
sleep?
going to tell you what. I said, I hear what you're saying. That's mama's baby. Papa's maybe. I sure did. That woman, she cussed me out. I said, listen, miss, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have an education, okay? He doesn't have any money.
He broke.
I don't buy milk and diapers for nothing that I didn't push out. And she said, what'd you say? I said, I don't buy milk and diapers for nothing I didn't push out. He's going to be crying. The baby's going to be crying. Your daughter's going to be crying.
Everybody's going to be crying. Man.
Me, mom, is going out the door, okay? See you later, because you didn't have to do this. Guess what? We don't have no kids. My son would tell you to this day, my mom don't babysit. If I get one of my nephews or whatever, I send them back. I don't keep them for
See,
long.
you got to keep.
I
And
don't
see,
keep
you
them
know
for
what it is with me? I love the kids. I don't know.
I do. I love them.
Yeah, I love the kids. But when you get old, like, see, that's the thing. When you get almost like our age, like, I'll be 50 in April. Like, I ain't really got time for no kids to be crying. But I love the kids. So I get them over there, and then, you know, after they drive me crazy for a while, they got to go. I ain't got that much. I got about this much.
This was the thing. My mother used to get my nieces and nephews, and she would say, they say, Mama, we hungry. You know what she said? Go tell Dawn to get up and fix y'all something to eat. So you know what I said? I said, wait a minute. I ain't get these kids.
Dawn
I ain't babysitting.
Wait a minute. They ain't no Dawn eat cake and ice cream.
Okay, and cereal. Okay? So they said, I don't.
Dawn eat cake
my
and
mom
ice
said
cream.
you got to fix her. I said, no. You tell your mama
To get up.
to get up. She got to go fix
Get
fix
up.
you something to eat. My mother used to say, you horrible. I didn't send for these kids.
They wasn't on my time.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay. I didn't send
Wait a
for
minute.
these kids.
I ain't bring them here.
Okay. You
Why are
wanted
they
these
here?
kids. You babysit.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
babysitting. My youngest nephew is just turned 2. He doesn't like me. I look at him. He's screams.
What you do to him?
I did
Dawn?
not. He came out the womb side eye. And 2 days old, he was giving you the side eye. This baby is mean. Okay. This baby. He's a Libra. He's we few days apart. I ain't never seen nothing like this baby. I look at him. If I call FaceTime, he give his mother the phone. He say here. Or he'll take and slap the phone. I said, hey, stinker.
You pinched them.
I ain't did nothing, but I am going to pinch him.
You gonna pinch
I
him?
I am going to pinch him. Yeah, but I'm telling you, and I would get him, but no, I'll keep you for an hour.
You gonna
If
have
somebody say go to the store.
Well, by the time you have your grandbaby, you gonna be babysitting because you probably gonna be, you gonna be chilling.
No, I'm going to be flying. I'm going on a plane.
Look at Dawn.
I'm going.
You're gonna be like the old lady that lived on a cruise ship during
yes,
retirement.
yes.
She just said she
Listen,
had no apartment.
This
She
is
just
what I
lived
do.
on a cruise
When
ship.
I go away, I don't tell anybody I'm going away. I say, Vontae, go in the basement, get my suitcase. Bring me a suitcase. He said, when you leaving? I say, soon. He said, soon. How long you gonna be gone? When I get back?
Right.
Within 3 days, that suitcase come upstairs. I pack it and I just sit in the hallway. I book an early morning flight. He sleep. I go down upstairs and I go out there.
Before he wake up.
Before he wake up. I don't be playing.
No, he like Naja. I went out of town a couple weeks ago. She on my phone like, she called. I'm in the car. I'm on the road. She like, where you at, Ma? I'm on my way. She like, you left out of town and didn't tell me.
Yeah.
I'm the mother.
Yeah,
I'm the
listen,
mother.
I'll be
I'm the
out.
mother.
When you come, he texts me. When you coming back? Whenever. I see you when I get back. I said, you all right? You got insurance card and all that. Just you fine? Leave me alone. I'm horrible. This
know,
I'm not
ain't
gonna be
it
a
so
good
funny? They
grandmother.
don't be wanting to tell us where they be though.
Shh,
But
okay.
they be on our tops when we
Okay.
live out the door.
I'm not. I wouldn't be a good
Yes,
grandma.
yes,
I love
yes.
the children, but I just don't
Yes, you
think I
will.
would be. Now, hopefully, if I ever get married, the Lord bless me to get married. If my husband got some grandkids, then you know.
Look, you gonna get grandkids by proxy. You
Yeah,
think you'll feel better
that's it.
with
I feel
grandkids
better.
by
I feel
proxy?
better. Especially if there's some girls in there, because I don't have any girls. If there's some girls in there,
She get-
listen, we out. We out. Come on, tell your granddaddy, give us some money, and we out.
Run there,
We out. We out. I'm that kind of
Let's
mama.
get that
I'm that kind of mama.
Now, see, now I ain't gonna lie. I am the shopping mama. Listen, my grandson Hamed, this little boy right here, Hamed, he love money. This guy asked me to take him to the store to get a Monopoly game. So I said, okay, we go down Burlington Coat Factory, we go get the Monopoly game. He want to play. So we get the Monopoly game. Now we ready to play Monopoly. Now we get the Wakanda, because you know I'm like pro-black. That's my thing. So we get the Wakanda Monopoly game. We set the game up. He want to be the banker. Now he 8, but he all about the money. He want to be the banker. So I said, okay, you can be the banker. So I'm telling him what to do, how to separate the money, blah blah blah. He say, I gave him his pile, and then I gave him the bank. So he like, well, wait a minute, ain't the bank my money? I said, no. The bank not your money. The bank is for you to take the people buy properties, and this is your money right here. He said, well, I don't want to play.
Oh.
He don't want. Guess what he do? He take the Monopoly money, rubber bands each pile up separate, and puts it in his pocket. See, he don't want to play Monopoly. He just like money. So he felt like he was gonna be the banker and have way more money than everybody else.
He want profile. He want. It's send him young. It's send him young. It's send him young.
Listen.
We got to curtail that. Come on, we got to bring him in. Come on, Hamed.
When Hamed realized that money wasn't his and that bank ain't belong to him, it was all best off because he knew he was getting a Bugatti. He said, I'm getting me a Bugatti. He said, the bank is mine. He like Aston Martin. He 8 years old. And he will not, and do you know, every time he come in the door, we cannot play Monopoly. Hamed still got the money, rubber band up separate. And the money, and when he come in the door, the money go in his pocket. We can't even play Monopoly. He never wanted to play Monopoly. He just wanted the money.
You know, that's a good segue here, because to teach about teaching children financial literacy.
independence. Absolutely.
One thing, my dad's been dead, I think about 22 years. And the only thing, my father was excellent with money. That's the one thing I miss about him. And the only thing he would always say to me, you get a job, make sure you can take care of yourself, save you some money, get you a 401k. A lot of stuff he would say, because I had my own issues with him. It would go in one ear and out the other. I'd be like, I don't want to hear that mess. Right. But the first thing I did was, when I got a good job, I opened a 401k.
Okay, right.
So now I teach, Vontae, my nephews. I try to teach everybody. Put a little love away.
Right.
Put a,
You
put, a,
better.
put a little love away, and it
Absolutely.
will carry you. There's a group that I follow on Instagram called All Star Vending, and they have. Let me see if we can get them here.
Okay.
Where they go into the little school, the elementary schools, and they teach financial literacy.
Right.
They teach them about they partner with a bank that the kids can learn how to save money, but also tie it into vending machines and how to invest.
Exactly, because that's a good hustle right there, the vending machine.
So I think that they would be great to get on, and that's something that we can present to our viewers. But again, it's our children need to see that.
They absolutely do.
They need to see that.
And also, when it comes to financial independence, my family and I, we have a investment company, and it's called Roots of Progression. Now, we actually just went out there, started this investment company. We didn't know what we was doing. Donald Trump was winning the election that year. Everything was looking bleak. And being as though I'm a person who really watch the stock market and know a little bit about it, and my dad fussed about it with me and my sister so much. Like, before my dad passed away, my father passed away, he really wanted us to get into the stock market, but he really wasn't big on teaching us how to do it. He just fussing at us about getting it. So, once he passed away, I was looking into some things, and he had left some stuff, to us and whatever. So I told my family, let's get together and let's start an investment club, because I had looked into, and it was easy. So we all got together, put $20 a month together, started an investment club. We in our third year. We got about 35 stocks in our portfolio, and I just, people need to know it's not that hard. We really don't know what we're doing, but we doing it.
But you're doing it.
We doing
but
it.
You're doing
We
it.
doing
And that's a good thing. My dad had me as a card holder for, I think it was J.C. Penney's. And whatever I used, when the bill came in, he wanted like double the payment, or he wanted me to give him half of what I spent. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? That's not how this works.
Right.
But in his mind, he was right.
He was teaching.
He was teaching me about credit card utilization.
Right.
He said, if I'm not using the card, you're using the card. No, and you're overusing it.
Yes.
You're overusing it. He had perfect credit. It's like,
Yes.
oh my God. So again, now as old as I am, some things that he said, it makes sense. And then along this journey, the time that he's been gone, I have instituted things that I have been able to carry myself.
Exactly.
Because as a woman, I always believe that a woman should be able to take care of herself, sustain herself, whether she's married, single, divorced, widow, whatever her situation is.
Yeah.
That if somebody doesn't say, here, this is for you, I'm okay.
Right.
Because I'm not going to miss anything. Because I'm okay. Because I'm going to eat anyway.
Exactly.
Thank you for your few dollars, but I don't need it.
Exactly. So that's our time, Dawn, and we are coming to the close of our show. I just want to thank everybody out there that listened to us, everybody
thank you,
that
guys.
tuned in. I want to thank Toucan. I want to thank all the people here at the Rock Studio for having us, and we will see you next week at 6.